Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, let's keep going with our analysis of the gold market. So mostly our trading plan stands the same since we have valid grabber on the daily chart and market hasn't quite reached the target, which is actually previous top. So market should taken out of this top either way in the way of the real breakout, which currently is hardly possible. It's just because market stands overextended on the weekly chart and the weekly level bought, or in some way of the wash and rinse, just flirting around it. And then maybe could trigger some pullback or something. This seems more probable in the current circumstances. Definitely by on the performance that we see here, it seems that gold has some problems, some pressure that doesn't let it to just keep going higher. And you can see this based on the recent performance, despite a really great up prediction later, or better to say today in the morning. So this market now is standing in the pullback. But in general, overall trading plan stands the same, remains the same. Today also, if we'll take a look at the 10-year yield, you could see that it stands in some pullback, which is also provides some support for the gold market. But situation remains well, bearish for the bonds as the yields are rising, and this pullback might be just seems like the minor retracement in the upward direction. What is more, here is some kind of the grabber might be formed, maybe not today, but in the nearest couple of sessions, as markets start flirting with the MACD, suggesting even further upward direction on the 10-year yields. That's our major long-term view. As you know, we talked about this within a year already, that we suggest high interest rate levels in the United States based on the inflation spiral it's coming and other reasons. So from that standpoint, with this pullback, so gold theoretically could get some chances to complete this grabber. So at least it's currently valid, and because of its validity, we are not considering taking short positions as on the daily chart as on lower time frames. On the follow time frame chart, in general, market is keeping valid this support line. So despite that yesterday it was chance that to break it, market hasn't done this, stopped and chance up. This trend line is still valid, and here I still keep this possible downside ABCD with the COP target around 2352. This is not because we suggest that it has to be reached, not necessary, but this might be a very useful level if you're considering taking the long position, and it could help you to estimate the level where you should hide your stop. So somewhere below the 2352, slightly with some more room to the downside. This might be useful and lets you to avoid some occasional filling of your stop. The second moment here is that take a look, market right now is flirting with the MACD predictor, and despite this really nicely looking bearish engulfing pattern, we could get the grabber that could actually reverse it. So this is also important moment for today's session. Diversion still stands in place that we're talking about, and actually it indicates the existence of the bullish dynamic pressure because trend stands bearish while the price action is not forming high lows. This is a good sign for the gold, which suggests an upward direction. If we will be correct and indeed some kind of the upward direction starts, that's additionally to the grabber target. Here you could easily identify the possible butterfly, upside butterfly. So extensions from the AB leg you could calculate by yourself. This is another target setting that we could use depending on what pace of the upward direction will be, so how strong it will be. That's a few moments on the follow time frame chart. On the hourly chart, speaking about the minimum target, so we here could get some kind of the ABCD that leads us precisely to the previous top, which should be enough for the grabber destination points. Here's market drop down right to the confidence area 2378, 2381. This is nice area, and if grabber will be formed, well, I'm not exclude the situation where it's actually upward action could start despite this sell-off recently. And now recall 2352 COP target. It stands precisely below the C point. So obviously it coincides with some invalidation point for recurrence setup, because when we expect upward direction, we do not want to see market will form bearish reversal swing and drop below the C point. So from that standpoint, COP target and its level stands absolutely in the most reasonable area, absolutely logical, and placing stop below it seems good compromise in the current situation if you're considering taking the long position on the gold. So that's actually all that we have. Here might be some questions with this performance since we have engulfing. Currently difficult to say whether the market will be strong enough to show kind of the ABCD retracement, maybe slightly lower, or it will be not strong enough, it will just form the grubber and market will start erasing this recent sell-off and start some gradual upward continuation. This is also possible. So from that standpoint, if you intend to go long, maybe it makes sense to split your position. Do not buy everything right here, just take some part. If market will show kind of the ABCD to the downside, you could consider another entry. Hopefully we will not get something of this kind to the downside. In this case, if you will see it, of course you should not take any other positions. So that's probably enough from me for today. So let's keep watching. Currently in 2 words as a bottom line, we do not see reasons to cancel the setup that we have on the daily chart. It's still valid, grubber still stands in place and it's still valid. So it is too early to speak about some bearish context and bearish reversal, but obviously due to overextension, gold has some problems with the strong upward action here. As weekly overbought seems like a barrier. At the same time, with these pullbacks, we could consider levels, and well, now it's still possible to think about taking the long position as well.